Hi everyone, Hedda here and Yom Tov. Right, well, today got a couple of things that I want to say to you. Some serious, maybe some not so serious. But there's a couple of things, I'm a little bit fired up about. And as usual, I would just like to share my thoughts with you all. First off, I would like to say thank you to the new people who have come to join us here in our little corner of YouTube. I'm absolutely thrilled. I've got 67 subscribers. I'm absolutely nobody, and I've got 67 subscribers, and I'm absolutely thrilled. I really, really am. It's weird. It's not about the numbers for me. It's more about the message. But when I think that there are more people listening to me now than, when I first posted on New Year's Eve, that to me is just massive. And it doesn't matter to me if it's one a week, one a month, or whatever. It's the people that you're staying with me. And that's just a massive thrill for me. And I couldn't be more grateful. And I hope you can see it in my face, just how happy I am. So I want to say thank you. Thank you to all of you who have been with me from the beginning, who've stayed with me, and thank you to the new people who have come. And I hope you like some of the previous videos I've done, and I hope you like what I'm going to say today. I'm not going to strike a chord with everybody, I know that, but it's horses for courses, and if somebody can either smile at something I've said, or they can take something away from what I've said and apply it to their own lives, or if it's just something they can take away and think about, then that to me is just fantastic. The second other goodish thing that I want to be able to share with you is, I'll get Wiggy's fringe out of the way, is that, I'm in a bit of back trouble today. Lorraine wants me to thank you for all the extra prayers. She really does feel that they're doing her some good. Now, Lorraine does believe in God. She doesn't go to church, or she's not an avid churchgoer or anything like that. But she's a person who believes in doing good things for people. And even when she's poorly, still now, she goes out at the weekends and she takes out massive pot of soup. She buys some polystyrene mugs or cups, the little disposable cups. She makes a really decent soup with meat in it and vegetables and things like that. And another friend of hers brings some bread, and they make a great big thing of, big flasks of tea and extra cups, and she only puts milk in it, but she'll add sweetness if anybody wants some sugar. And they go round to where the local homeless hang out, and she does this on a Saturday and on a Sunday, and she takes these things around, and she's been doing it for as long as I can remember. And that's the sort of person that she is. She's one of these people that she wants to do what she can. And I'll be honest with you, if she knew that I was telling you all this, she'd be like whacking me on the head. I'm sure we're going, oh, shut up. Just leave it. It's what I do. But it just gives you a sort of a glimpse of who she is. And she's just an ordinary human being. She can swear like a sailor when she wants to. And, she's an all-around really, just a decent human being. But this weekend, on Saturday night, she actually felt well enough to go out for a meal with all of our family. So that's a good thing. And I like talking about good things. So that's another positive thing that I wanted to share with you. So she wants to say thank you to you, and she's sort of overwhelmed because you don't know her, she doesn't know you, but she's just overwhelmed that you would pray for a stranger. And she's very, very grateful. So I'm passing on our gratitude to you. But on her behalf, can I ask you, can we please keep those prayers going? Because she faces surgery this week. I don't know what day yet. I think they're waiting for the first cancellation. You know what waiting lists are like in the NHS in the UK, and she could be scheduled in for surgery, then an emergency might come in and that'll push her back, and these just things happen. These things just happen. You know me, I'll get my words out eventually. The other thing that I wanted to share with you, and I know it's completely silly, but I have been asked on umpteen occasions, are your nails real, Heather? And I've said yes. And it's like, really, are they your own nails? And I say, yes, they are. And here they are. I don't know how up close and personal I can get them for you to see, but I deliberately haven't put any nail varnish on them. You can see that they're not perfect. You know, they're just, you know, my claws, my talons, but this is what they're like naked with no nail varnish on, and you'll be able to see all the little imperfections there, which you wouldn't normally see if you went to a nail technician. And I can honestly tell you, I've never been to a nail technician. So these are just all mine. Okay, so that puts that one to bed. Right, okay. So yes, I'm about to light one up, so you know what I'm going to say is going to be fairly serious. I've been actually rather horrified at the level of bullying that I've seen on Twitter this past couple of days. And one of the things that I saw that absolutely horrified me was this thing that said, R.I.P. Kodeerants, and that Kodeerants had died, and it was a sort of a Photoshop kind of picture of this girl in a coffin, surrounded by flowers. Now, can I just rest assured that Cody is not passed? She's very much with us. I haven't spoken to her myself. You know, I have to admit that I must admit, Cody's type of humour isn't mine. I think from my point of view, it's probably a generational thing. I'm a little bit over 21, as you may have gathered, and, you know, I'm sort of still stuck in the humour of the 70s, 80s and 90s. And the newer comedians that are coming along now are leaving me cold. So I tend to turn back a lot to the likes of Bill Hicks and George Carlin, Billy Connolly, people like that who really do make me laugh out loud. And of course, they all give us something to think about. So I don't really get Cody's rants. I don't get the fun behind them. I don't understand why people find them funny, but you know what? Horses for courses, whatever makes you laugh, go with it. That's my take on it. What I may like, someone else won't like, and vice versa. And this all makes us all, you know, different. Because if we all like the same things, we'd be boring, wouldn't we? And we wouldn't have anything to debate about. And I'm sure that, you know, anybody who does like Cody's stuff, if they would like to explain to me in the comments why it makes them laugh, I'm more than happy to talk to them about it, really, because I love to have a good open discussion. And you know, all opinions are welcome. Just, you know, let's keep it nice, let's keep it friendly. And I've been very, very lucky so far. Everybody has been wonderful in the comments with me. But anyway, I saw this and the bullying from these people who don't like her. To post something like that is absolutely horrific. by anybody's standards. You've got to admit that's horrific. And I don't know the age range of these, and I'm going to say women, because I'm presuming it's predominantly women. I don't know, but let's just say, for the sake of argument, my opinion, my conspiracy, allegedly, don't come for me. Thank you, Rich Locks. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, it's a group of women. And they are coming for this 28-year-old woman and doing this. Let me say this to you. All words and actions have reactions, whether they be positive or whether they be negative. Now, something like this, just for the sake of one human being to another, I implore you, can't you take a step back and see how deplorable this really is? I know that Cody probably hasn't helped herself, when she was recently doxxed and things like that. That was an awful experience for anybody to go through, and I would hate that. I would absolutely hate that. But I'm at a little loss what to say to her. I want to be able to reach out to her and say, look, ignore these people. They haven't got your best interests at heart. They really don't. Just block them, ignore them, mute them, whatever. Nobody needs to deal with this level of bullying. And if it gets too much, report them. Report these bullies. Because the way they are behaving is absolutely disgusting. And to some of these women, I want to say, are you mothers? Have you actually children of your own? How would you feel if that was your daughter being bullied to that extent? How would that make you feel? How do you think it makes Cody's mother feel, seeing her daughter being subjected to this? I'm looking at this from a mother's point of view. If either of my children, adult as they are, were subjected to this kind of bullying, I would be up in arms. I would be absolutely infuriated and devastated that anyone could be so cruel as to do something like this. And what I'm saying to everyone who will listen is, I've spoken about this before. Bullying is bad. And I've also said, laugh them off. But there are some situations where you can't laugh things off. You've got to take positive action. And in that, if it means blocking, muting, reporting, then that's what you have to do. It's a case of shutting these people down. And unfortunately, while they're picking on you, they're leaving some other poor bugger alone. And I've been there. I've been through that. I've been picked on and I've been bullied for umpteen different reasons. And I learned the hard way. While they were picking on me, they left somebody else alone. And then they stopped picking on me and they started picking on somebody else. And when I was younger, I used to think, oh, thank God. Just the relief of being left alone. And then I realised the other people that they were picking on were suffering. So I found myself in a position of standing up for them. And then I would get the bullying starting up all over again. So people may say, well, if you'd kept out of it, you would have stayed away from it. But I can't sit back and say nothing. It's just something in me. I can't watch people suffer and say nothing. I just can't. So, and also in this, I've noticed that although he can handle himself, my friend who follows me, Dustin Dailey, wonderful guy that he is, I love him so much, he's getting some stick as well online from someone who I strongly suspect I know this person, and I would put my last dollar on if it is not that person, then they are very much related, behavior wise, to the person who was bullying myself and Elle up till recently. Dustin can hold his own. I'm not saying I'm not standing up for Dustin. Of course I do. I want Dustin to know that people do care, that you being attacked online and your personal life being attacked online is bang out of order. It shouldn't be happening. And you, as you say, you are going to take the rightful steps to put this to an end. And I am with you 110% all the way. Get it stopped. I'm one of these people, name and shame. I'll be quite honest with you. I do believe in naming and shaming, but there's a time and there's a place. And, this person that I strongly suspect who it is has got to be stopped. And I actually do hope that Dustin is the one to stop her. I really do. And I don't take any great pleasure out of that. I do think she needs help, but the things that she says to people are unforgivable. So something has got to be done. But like I say, coming back to, I'm not fixating on Cody. She's just someone that, like I say, I came across this and I was absolutely horrified. And I want to pick up the thing about the bullying again. How many more times have I got to sit here and say, bullying is wrong? It's just horrible. And you've got to walk a mile in the person's shoes that you're bullying. And imagine yourself with a child that grows up to be that person and they're put in that situation. How would you feel? How would you feel if it was your sister or your cousin? How would you feel if it was your daughter or your niece or your nephew even, or your brother? How would you feel if they were at the horrible end of this repulsive bullying? Think about that. Think about what you're doing. It's absolutely shameful. You've got to stop it. You've got to take a step back and say, I'm not having anything more to do with this. This has got out of hand. This was a step too far. And it is. It's a step too far. So please, somebody out there, listen to me. Somebody out there, and not that I want the attention, trust me, but just tell Cody that there are people out there who care about our well-being. And, she has blocked me, so she can't see what I say, but here I am on video, and she can look at me, and she can hear me, and I just want to say, look, no hard feelings. I do care about you as one human being to another. I really don't wish any harm coming to you. I think what has happened to you is horrible. And if I could stop it in one fell swoop, I would. But I can't. I just hope that I can reach some of the people who are tormenting you. And that's all I want to say about that. Now, I know I said every week I would shout somebody out. But for the life of me, I can't remember who it was I was going to shout out this week. So the next time I come on, I will have, someone to talk to you about. But please forgive me, because this issue with bullying has really, really upset me. And if anything, if just one person listens and takes the message, stop it. Put a stop to it. Just pass the message on, stop it, you've got to. Because bullying can lead to the most awful ends. And you don't want that on your consciences. And I do want to ask you one question. Do you have a conscience? Do you have a soul? And if you feel you do, then look at what you're doing. Look at what you're doing to human beings. Anybody out there who is bullying anybody else, I want to say this. If you have souls and if you have consciences, I'll get the words out yet. If you have a conscience, look at what you're doing. Look at what you're doing to the other person. Imagine yourself in their shoes, or imagine a family member in their shoes. And let it tug at your heart. And put a stop to it. And be an advocate against bullying in all its forms. Because I'm going to be blunt with you. If it came to the point that someone killed themselves because of bullying, do you really want that on your conscience? Because that's something that you can never erase from your soul. And I'm going to leave it there. So, until the next time, I'll see you again. Take care now. Bye-bye.